Hello, welcome to my part of our lecture video. If you have not already watched Logan's chunk of his video, you should go watch his first. His goes over a lot of the statistics and a lot of things of what I'm about to hit as well. So I'm going to be talking about why we need music outreach and what has led up to us in our school programs to have the need and the necessity for it. The questions I'll be going over will be here as you see. Does socioeconomic status affect access to music? Yes or no? Why or why not? Will attending a charter school or a public school limit the access of music programs? And also I'm going to be talking about why an outreach program for the arts in school provides skills of success. So, does socioeconomic status affect your access to music? Well, from my studies, and my research I've looked into and finding other pieces of research, I've found that it has, yes, an effect, but not a full grasp on who can do what. The big things that do have a change in that is the factors of people in a more lower income status, so like the socioeconomic, people of more of Hispanic descent, and people who are learning English and have to go through a different type of course in earlier ages of school. Therefore, they don't have the access to be a part of said music programs. Now, I bring in the factor of lower socioeconomic status students, Hispanic students, and English language learners because in a lot of the statistics showing what schools represent or what schools have music programs and what programs have involved, those groups are significantly underrepresented within those programs and the involvement within them. While the groups that are overrepresented in them are people of the students that are of more success in classes and courses, doing like the AP big classes like that. And studies also show that honestly is not affected by the music program in itself. So groups that don't have, well, let me start over on there. The three groups I mentioned, the reason a lot of the times those groups are not able to have the same amount of access is because they have to be taking some remedial math or reading course because their standardized test scores are low, or the school system itself expects them to have a certain achievement in their studies, therefore causing them not to be able to partake in electives during their secondary elementary school time. And so that's why for them to be a part of a music program at that time, they don't get that access to be in it until further later. And even then, they'd be so far behind, they feel so far behind, they won't have the opportunity as other students do, and it just won't be much of a build up for them to learn from and have the access to grow and be successful within. So my resolution with that, and not just mine, but like our overall project about the outreach, is for people, especially within the music programs, need to develop relationships with honor societies or local colleges within the area and universities, so that they have the opportunity to have college students come in. They can have them volunteer and tutor and like teach. Of course, like they can teach the students who are already kind of advanced, but at the same time, with especially college students, they have the access to teach people who don't know the instrument and be able to bring those basics in for them. As I was saying, for the future educators, they are able to provide more of the basics and the understanding to teach more of the beginners, as well as progressing people advanced in the programs at those schools, so that everyone can have their own level of playing field, because not everyone is at the same level at the same year. And that is very noticeable throughout the years of progress of school years, especially once you hit the high school level after seeing people's progress in their elementary and middle school days. On top of that, teachers have the ability to access and get the assistance and help they need for their programs as see fit. That's all the time I have for today for my lecture part. If you'll go ahead and go to the next video and see what is next. Of course, I need to make sure I show you all my sources.